The Big Short opens with a quick, energetic overview of the events leading up to the 2008 housing market crash. The movie, with its unique blend of dark humor and fourth-wall-breaking explanations, takes a complex subject, financial fraud and the collapse of the economy, and makes it accessible, engaging, and enraging. The story focuses on several key characters, each representing real-life individuals who identified the housing market's instability long before it collapsed. These characters, while disconnected from each other, share one thing in common. They bet against the housing market, something almost no one at the time believed was possible. Dr. Michael Burry, Christian Bale, a socially awkward but brilliant hedge fund manager, is the first to discover the instability. Burry spends hours analyzing mortgage-backed securities, MBS, and notices a dangerous trend. The bonds are filled with subprime loans, loans given to individuals with poor credit who are likely to default. He predicts that the entire housing market will collapse by mid-2007. Burry decides to capitalize on this insight by creating a financial instrument called a credit default swap, CDS. Essentially, he pays premiums to big banks, such as Goldman Sachs, in exchange for the right to collect massive payouts when the housing market fails. The banks, confident that the housing market is stable, happily take his money. Burry's clients, however, are furious. They don't understand his strategy and think he's wasting their money on a ridiculous gamble. Burry, unwavering in his conviction, sticks to his plan despite the mounting criticism. Meanwhile, Jared Vennet, Ryan Gosling, a slick and opportunistic trader, hears about Burry's bet. Vennet quickly realizes that Burry is onto something big. Seeing an opportunity to profit, Vennet begins pitching the idea of betting against the housing market to other investors. One of his cold calls accidentally reaches Mark Baum, Steve Carell, the outspoken and morally conflicted manager of Front Point Partners, a small investment firm. Intrigued but skeptical, Baum and his team investigate Vennet's claims. Baum's team digs deeper into the housing market and uncovers horrifying truths. They learn that mortgage brokers are handing out loans to anyone, regardless of their ability to repay. Many borrowers don't even know the terms of their loans. Worse, these subprime loans are being bundled into MBS and given a AAA ratings, the highest possible rating, by corrupt rating agencies. The system is rotten to its core, and no one seems to care. Simultaneously, two young investors, Charlie Geller, John Magaro, and Jamie Shipley, Finn Wittrock, stumble upon Vennet's pitch. Operating out of a garage, they run a small fund but dream of making it big. They discover a prospectus for Burry's credit default swaps and realize that the housing market is on the brink of collapse. With the help of Ben Rickert, Brad Pitt, a retired banker, and their mentor, they enter the world of big finance. Rickert, who is disillusioned with the industry, reluctantly agrees to help but warns them about the devastating human cost of their bet. The movie shifts between these characters as they prepare for the inevitable crash. Each group faces challenges from skepticism and ridicule to internal moral dilemmas. Baum, in particular, grapples with the ethical implications of profiting from a system that is set to destroy millions of lives. He becomes increasingly angry as he uncovers the extent of the fraud and the indifference of those involved. As the predicted collapse approaches, the characters' bets initially appear to be failing. The housing market continues to soar, defying logic. This is because the banks are manipulating the system to delay the crash, protecting their profits at all costs. Burry faces immense pressure from his investors. Baum's team struggles with the moral weight of their discovery, and Geller and Shipley are forced to confront the reality of betting against the American dream. Finally, in 2007, the market begins to crumble. Homeowners default on their loans, and the value of MBS plummets. Burry, Vennet, Baum, and the young investors all reap massive profits from their bets. However, their victories are hollow. The financial crisis devastates the global economy, leaving millions of people unemployed, homeless, and destitute. The banks responsible for the collapse face little to no consequences, and many of them are bailed out by the government. The movie ends with a sobering reminder of the consequences of unchecked greed and corruption. Burry leaves the finance world disillusioned but vindicated. Baum and his team reflect on their role in the crisis, haunted by the lives destroyed. Geller and Shipley achieve their dream of financial success but lose their innocence in the process.